Break free from self-sabotage. 5 psychological strategies to unlock your full potential. Are you struggling to achieve your goals despite your best efforts? You might be sabotaging your own success without even realizing it. Self-sabotage is a hidden barrier that prevents many people from reaching their full potential. But the great news is it's possible to stop self-sabotaging behaviors and set yourself on the path to success. In this blog, we'll explore 5 powerful strategies backed by psychological insights that can help you break free from the cycle of self-sabotage and unlock your true potential. 1. Recognize your self-sabotaging patterns. Understanding the root cause. Before you can stop self-sabotage, you first need to understand how it shows up in your life. Self-sabotage often operates below the surface, manifesting as habits or thought patterns that you may not even be aware of. These subconscious behaviors can create invisible walls between you and the success you desire. But by recognizing these patterns, you can start to break the cycle. What does self-sabotage look like? Self-sabotage can take many forms, and understanding how it manifests in your life is the first step to overcoming it. Some common signs of self-sabotage include procrastination. This is one of the most common ways self-sabotage shows up. It might feel like putting off important tasks until the last minute, even when you know it will create unnecessary stress or anxiety. You may find yourself procrastinating because you're afraid of failing, or because you're overwhelmed by the size of the task at hand. Perfectionism. The need to have everything just right can hold you back from moving forward. Perfectionism often paralyzes progress, as the fear of making mistakes prevents you from taking action in the first place. Negative self-talk. Self-sabotage often manifests as constant self-criticism. You might be telling yourself, "I'm not good enough," or "I don't deserve success," even though these beliefs are not true. This negative thinking can lead to feelings of inadequacy and fear, which then prevent you from pursuing your goals. Avoidance. Avoiding difficult situations or tasks that might make you uncomfortable is another form of self-sabotage. You might procrastinate or make excuses to avoid doing things that are crucial for your success. Psychological insight. Psychologists believe that self-sabotage is often rooted in fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, and even fear of success can lead people to sabotage their own efforts. This fear creates internal conflict. On the one hand, you want to succeed, but on the other hand, you may feel unworthy or afraid of what success might bring. Becoming aware of these patterns is key to breaking free from them. Action tip: take some time to reflect on your past behavior. Keep a journal of moments when you felt stuck or when things didn't go as planned. Write down the patterns you notice and think about what might have caused them. This awareness is your first step toward change. 2. Challenge negative self-talk. Rewire your inner dialogue. One of the most insidious forms of self-sabotage is negative self-talk. The inner critic, the voice inside your head that tells you that you're not good enough or that you'll never succeed, can be incredibly destructive. Over time, these thoughts chip away at your confidence and sense of self-worth, ultimately leading to self-sabotage. Why negative self-talk happens. Negative self-talk often comes from past experiences or messages we've received from others. If you've faced criticism in the past, it can be easy to internalize those negative messages and start believing them as truths. These beliefs then color the way you view yourself and the world around you. Psychological insight. The cognitive distortion theory in psychology suggests that negative self-talk is often irrational and based on faulty thinking. Common cognitive distortions include catastrophizing, expecting the worst outcome, all or nothing thinking, seeing things in black and white, and overgeneralization, drawing broad conclusions from one incident. These thought patterns can feed into self-sabotage and prevent you from seeing your true potential. Action tip: begin to notice your inner dialogue. When you catch yourself thinking negative thoughts, pause and challenge them. Ask yourself, is this really true? What evidence do I have that contradicts this thought? Replacing negative thoughts with more realistic and empowering ones will help you shift your mindset and stop self-sabotaging behaviors. 3. Set realistic and achievable goals. Break down the big picture. Often, self-sabotage stems from setting unrealistic or overwhelming goals. When we set ourselves up for success with grand, abstract objectives, we can easily become paralyzed by their enormity. The key to avoiding self-sabotage is to set goals that are both realistic and achievable. Why unrealistic goals lead to self-sabotage. When we set overly ambitious goals, we set ourselves up for failure. This can create feelings of frustration and helplessness, which ultimately discourage us from trying at all. Instead of motivating us, unrealistic goals often backfire, leading us to procrastinate, avoid, or even quit altogether. Psychological insight. The goal-setting paradox explains why we often sabotage ourselves when we set goals that are too high. Research suggests that when goals are too big, they trigger stress and anxiety because our brains feel overwhelmed by the magnitude of the task. In contrast, setting smaller, more manageable goals boosts our confidence and motivation, making us more likely to take consistent action. Action tip: break your larger goals down into smaller, more manageable tasks. For example, instead of setting a goal to get fit, set a goal to work out for 30 minutes every other day. By focusing on smaller actions, you'll build momentum and increase your chances of success. 4. Embrace failure as feedback. Learn and grow from setbacks. Many people avoid failure at all costs, believing that failing is a sign of weakness or incompetence. However, avoiding failure only reinforces self-sabotaging behaviors. To break free from self-sabotage, it's essential to embrace failure as a natural and necessary part of the growth process. Why failure feels so hard. Failure can trigger deep feelings of shame, embarrassment, or guilt. It's easy to internalize failure as a reflection of your abilities or worth, rather than seeing it as an opportunity for learning and growth. However, the most successful people view failure as a stepping stone on the path to success. Psychological insight. The growth mindset theory, developed by psychologist Carol Dweck, shows that people who view failure as an opportunity to learn and grow are more resilient and likely to succeed in the long run. When you embrace failure as feedback, you can use it to adjust your approach and improve your strategies moving forward. Action tip: reframe how you see failure. Instead of viewing it as something to be avoided, ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? What could I do differently next time? By viewing failure as valuable feedback, you'll reduce the fear and shame associated with setbacks and continue to progress toward your goals. 5. Develop self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding. A lack of self-compassion is one of the core drivers of self-sabotage. When we are harsh with ourselves, criticizing every mistake and failure, we create an internal environment that fosters fear, stress, and anxiety. Learning to be kind to yourself is essential for breaking the cycle of self-sabotage. Why self-compassion is crucial. When you're kind to yourself, you're more likely to take risks, try new things, and continue pushing forward after setbacks. Without self-compassion, you'll constantly feel like you're falling short, which will discourage you from even trying to pursue your goals. Psychological insight. Research has shown that self-compassion is linked to higher levels of resilience, happiness, and well-being. Dr. Kristen Neff, a leading researcher in self-compassion, found that people who practice self-compassion are better able to manage difficult emotions and are more motivated to achieve their goals. Action tip: practice self-compassion by treating yourself as you would treat a close friend. When you make a mistake or face a setback, speak to yourself with kindness and understanding. Instead of beating yourself up, acknowledge the challenge and remind yourself that you're doing the best you can. Conclusion: break free from self-sabotage and achieve your goals. Self-sabotage doesn't have to be a permanent part of your journey. By recognizing your self-sabotaging patterns, challenging negative self-talk, setting realistic goals, embracing failure as feedback, and developing self-compassion, you can break free from the cycle of self-doubt and unlock your true potential. Remember, Personal growth is a process, not a destination. Be patient with yourself as you work through these strategies and celebrate your progress, no matter how small. You are capable of achieving your goals and creating the life you deserve. If you found this blog helpful, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more tips on overcoming mental barriers and unlocking your full potential.